Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Ron from Healthy Me. Today we'll be discussing smoking, why you should quit, the effects on the body, alternatives, etc. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button below, and I'll see you inside. Hey, welcome back, guys. And so today we'll be discussing smoking, why it's bad, things that you can do as alternatives, etc. I used to smoke a long time ago, and that used to always, I used to think that it made me feel better. I used to think that it gave me pleasure. I used to think that I was cool. But, honestly, at the end of the day, it's just a disgusting habit, in my opinion. I've seen some research, and studies show that it leads to, bad health and not living as long as you could. Now, I'm not a scientist. I haven't done the research myself. I haven't looked under the microscope, but I think that we're onto something when we say that it's not that safe and that we should stop. And so how I stopped was when I had my first son, Adam. He was born, and I used to smoke, and I didn't smoke during the pregnancy, because my wife, she stopped, obviously, and so I kind of stopped, and then I started again after he was born. And so then my wife told me, you shouldn't smoke because the secondary effects, and you have that smell on you when you're touching the baby. And she was right. So then I stopped. And so how I stopped is we ordered e-cigarettes. They're these little thin, powered, there's a little blue light on the tip. It's basically an electronic cigarette. I'm sure you've all heard of it, and maybe you've tried it as well, but that's what I used to quit. It took approximately 60 days to finally get off cigarettes, and then after another 45 days of smoking the electronic cigarette, I was finally able to just quit smoking altogether. Since I've come to Dubai, I've started smoking shisha around 2 years ago. I used to smoke it every day because it's very tasty and it smells nice. But then again, I've quit that. So I'm not smoking anything, and I haven't been smoking anything for maybe 1 year and a half now, completely off. And so they say that shisha is an alternative to cigarettes, but it's just not as healthy, and it gives you pleasure. It tastes great, it smells nice, but it's like smoking a whole pack of cigarettes. It gets really heavy on the lungs, and the enjoyment only lasts maybe 15 minutes. But it's an alternative to smoking regular cigarettes, but it's not healthy. It's not healthier for those of you who think that it is. And the electronic cigarette, it comes in different fashions. I still have my old Griffin. This thing, I think it's called an atomizer, or I don't even know all of the lingo, honestly. I smoked this for a few months. There's still some old juice, as they call it, inside it. I haven't touched it, and it worked for some time, but then I was reading up on it, and they say that they haven't done all of the studies to indicate whether or not it's completely healthy for you as well. I watched some videos today, and they said they still don't know. They did some experiments to see what happens when you smoke it, if anything is absorbed. There's some liquid droplets and some moisture that stay in the lungs after you smoke for some time. It's not even close to what would happen to you if you were to smoke real cigarettes. Real cigarettes leaves this disgusting tobacco and tar and all these other deadly ingredients that you shouldn't come close to, they shouldn't touch. So as I mentioned earlier, there's an experiment that's on YouTube. It's called Experiment. What if you smoke 300 cigarettes? And what they did was they take 300 cigarettes and they let the cigarettes become smoke through a tube, and there's a cotton that absorbs all of the tar and all of the hazardous constituents of the cigarette. As you can see in the image above here, that this is what it looks like after all the 300 cigarettes were smoked, and it's quite disgusting. It's full of tar. It's full of all these, this is what would be in your lungs if you smoke 300 cigarettes. That's 30 packs. If you smoke a pack a day, that's basically 1 month of smoking. And you can see here from the other image that they did the same experiment with e-cigarettes, and you can see that the cotton is still white. It was moist. I think it was double in weight from the liquid or from the juice. There's no color. There was just some liquid formation on the glass tube. That's about it, basically. So there wasn't anything too bad about it. So if for those of you who are out there and who are vaping and using electronic cigarettes, make sure that all of the juices that you're using, if they have nicotine in them, that they're kept in a very safe place away from children, and that you try not to let them see you smoking, because you don't want to encourage them to do that as well. When you buy these, the juice that comes with it, they're not even child-proof. Like if you buy Tylenol or aspirin or whatever, you know, they come with child-proof casings or enclosures. These don't. You can just open them and you can just pour as much as you want, and a child might smell it and might say, this is candy. Meanwhile, 20 minutes later, they're in the hospital. So this was a quick one. Just wanted to let you guys know that, you know, a better body means a smokeless body. Just try to stay safe, stay healthy, and just be the best version of you that you can for 2018 and beyond. This is Ron signing off for Healthy Me. Don't forget to like and subscribe below. If you have any comments or suggestions, maybe there are updates 2018 and 2019 for e-cigarettes, whether or not they're good for you, whether they're bad for you. I'd love to hear them. And so I'll be keeping my eye close to the comment section. And I'll see you guys later in the next video. Thanks. Cheers.